Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Welcome to yet another video. Let's talk a little bit about the build. There is just so much I need to talk about. So the build has been really strong than ever, and I have just been enjoying it. Like right now I am in Jacksonville and I drove from New Jersey to Jacksonville. I'm actually in GA in Georgia, but I'm not far from Jacksonville, so I was like, okay, let me just drive down and just explore Florida for a little bit and then go back. Okay, so with the build has been really strong. The next thing I need to do is to tune it. I can feel the turbo has potential. The car is not tuned for the turbo. The car is tuned for stock turbo, and really it's driving, but I'm having low end issues on a lower torque. I mean, on a lower RPM, the car loses torque. I don't have power at all, so I have to kind of like do some kind of a rev match to get back the torque to kick in again with this turbo. So I definitely do need a tune. I am not blaming the turbo right now. I am not blaming the turbo right now, but one thing I do know that this turbo has potential. It can give us very good numbers on the dyno, but otherwise the car has been good. At this moment, we should have done the dyno already, but unfortunately I cannot do the dyno. Reason being is that with these cars, have I shared many times with other reels that are released. If you have not seen those reels, you need to follow me on Instagram, where I usually share what's going on behind the scenes. So these cars, if you really want to get the full potential of these cars, well, as far as I know about BMWs, if you really want to get the most out of them, you need to be on sport mode. So the car has a fault electronic power steering, and because of that I am not able to engage the sport mode, and since I'm not able to engage the sport mode, the car cannot produce enough boost so that I can really feel the power of this car. So how much power is it? I don't know. How much potentially can it push? I want to see if I can push up to past 4. I want to see 500 numbers. Regardless of what it is, I want to see 500 numbers. If I have to blow it up, let it be. I have another block that I can rebuild. Some other thing that have come across with me, it came to my understanding that really it requires a lot to make tons of power. I have to say it requires a lot. Not only well, everything comes down to financial, right? Everything comes down to financial, but beside that, patience is also some of the things I've learned. If you really want to get the best out of the car, the best out of your modified car, patience, because some things you need to learn how they are working. You need to learn what's going on, and you start tweaking bit by bit. You can have 1,000 horsepower car or 1,000 horsepower build motor, but you can't even drive 10 miles with that car because it's just gonna break. No, for real. It's a dyno tuned motor. The moment you put on the car 10 miles, the car breaks because it's not meant for it. But look at this one. I've built this car and I drove it from New York to Florida right now. So I'm kind of proud of myself, honestly. I'm kind of proud of myself with what I've achieved with this one. Big turbo, rebuild the motor with all the craziness we've gone. And with all the craziness I've gone with this build motor, but I can still drive it all the way down here, and I'm going back to Jersey with the same build. When you are building a car, you really want to scoop a lot out of your build. You just have to be ready with the unexpected situation that may arise. For example, right now the steering rack is faulty and I have to replace it. This thing cost not less than $500 US, and these are kind of things you just have to be prepared with. And some of the things you just have to ask yourself, okay, does this make any sense to do this kind of investment or not? And that also brings me to the parts where I need to give a shout out to the sponsors of this build. So I've received quite a few sponsors that have come along, and one of them is CNC, which is today's sponsor. Huge shout out to CNC for partnering with me. There are a few things that I need to adjust in the engine bay, and I need to do some fabrication, and these fabrications requires to CNC some metal, and CNC is the best place to go if you want some metal fabrication done. So if you don't know how to do 3D CAD, they can work with you. They do have a 3D CAD service. They will design your part, you're happy, and they produce it. I have a link in the description. Go check them out if you need some CNC stuff done, if you need some metal parts, cards, bend, and stuff like that. They are the guys you want to work with, and you will get the best service ever. I have another video where I'm going to show you the other parts that I got from them, and we are going to install it. It is going into the engine bay, because that's where I am going to put that, and yeah, check the link in the description to learn more about CNC. The only problem now I am facing are some exterior mechanical issues, mainly on the chassis of the car. The rear wheels, they are bouncing too much, and they are rubbing on the fenders. The front wheel, and that's also caused by the steering rack. When I turn all the way to the right, it's rubbing, and if I turn all the way to the left, it have a very nice smooth turn. So one thing I can think causing it specifically for the rear are the spring for the coilovers that I got. The kits that I got, I think those springs are not, they just given up. I installed them last year, so I think it's time for me to refresh them anyways. So instead of going with the coilovers springs, I am going to remove the coilover springs, and I will put the lowering springs. Okay, so this part out here, this is the one that rubbing a lot on the fender, and if I go a little bit this side, it's rubbing on here. If I get closer to the tire, you can see the marks here. So my tire is already getting damaged by the fact that this is rubbing inside the fender. And on this side, it's not really that bad. This side is not that bad at all. But this side, whenever I hit a bump, it's the car just bounces really bad. So I want it to be a bit stiffer than the way it is in front. In front, I love the front. The front doesn't bounce. You know, the front is okay. I like the front wheels. I like the way they are fitting. I don't have any problem on the front side. Everything looks okay, except that, like I said, when you try to turn the wheel, it's giving some issues when you try to turn them. But right now, everything looks about okay. It's only the rear side, this side, and this side out here as well. These are the ones that are giving me issues. So folks, if you have any questions with the build, if you have anything you would like to know, anything that I haven't covered, whether it is technical or whatsoever, let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. If you are interested to buy this closed block, DM me and we will discuss. For full transparency, I have the website in the description where they did that, and the price is also there, but I am going to charge you premium for that. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to charge you premium for that block, so it's up to you if you really want it. It's better to be honest and than lying to you. Okay, so if I have to sell that block, probably I'm going to sell it for $5,000 US, nothing less. I'm not going to take anything less. That is include and it's only pickup or arrange your own delivery. I'm going to sell it $5,000 that block the way it is. So it's up to you. It's up to you if you really want it. And I may actually give you the connecting rods, and those connecting rods are forged connecting rods. So if you get that block, I will give you the connecting rods as well, because I did notch the block to fit the connecting rods that I got. So you get the connecting rods, you get the block, and the ARP bolts for the connecting rods. So that's the full set you'll get, which will cost you $5,000 US. Let me know if you are interested, because right now the block is just sitting there. I'm not using it. Like I said, they did a pressure test, it came out positive.